Okay, so we're going to go ahead and walk through filling out the VCP reporting tool. So I'm going to share my screen here. So in this document, this like tutorial document with all the screen grabs, the very first page gives you the link to the REDCap survey, but also the QR code. So with these surveys, you do not have to be on the VA network to access it through either this link or this QR code. So if you want to do it from like a mobile device or an iPad or anything like that, you can scan the QR code here. Otherwise, if you're going to be filling it out just from your computer, you can click on this link here, and it will bring you to the first page of the survey for the VCP reporting tool. So on this first page, all of these first 4 fields are mandatory, and that is highlighted by this red asterisk and says that you must provide the value. So I'm going to be filling this out as if I am at my own clinic. So I'm going to do visit 10. I'm going to scroll all the way down to select Columbus. For the fiscal year, I'm going to do it for 2024. And for the quarter, I'm going to do 4th quarter. So we'll click next page here to go ahead and move forward. And then it's going to take you to the first set of questions. So you're going to fill out each of these sections with the information from your event, service, whatever you're going to be covering for this survey. So what VA service line or program does your local VCP fall under? Let's say whole health. How many VA services members co-chairs were there? If there was one, you're just going to select this one. If there is more than one, you do have to actually select each one for it to populate the boxes for you to fill in. So for the sake of today, we're just going to do one, and we're going to put it in as Jane Doe and her email. We will say that she began chairing, let's just say January 1st of this year, of 2024. So VA services represented. We did already say this is under whole health, so we'll put whole health. And then let's say there was also social work and recreational therapy. So how many people from rec therapy? Let's say there was 1. From social work, let's say 5. And for not women's health, whole health. And for whole health, let's say 8. So that's going to show, it's going to pre-populate in these final 2 boxes here that there were 3 VA services and a total of 14 members from the VA attended from those services. Now we'll go on to the next page. And now this is going to be where we put in our community partner co-chairs. So say there's 2 community partner co-chairs, and you are one of the community partners and you're putting your information in. Let's say we're Jane Smith at partner.com. Okay. So, and the start date for myself being Jane Smith, let's say was March 1st of 2024. Now, say I don't have the exact details for the second co-chair. What you can do is down here at the bottom, you can click this save and return later button, and you can put in the email address for, let's say it's Ken Thomas at partner.com. So you can send the survey link to them, and it will allow them to access this survey that you're filling out through that link and input their information. So we've put in the email, we're going to click this send survey link button, and then we'll be able to continue back with the survey because we are going to now continue to fill it out for the stuff that we know, and then the other person can access it and fill out their information. So community partners that were represented, let's say arts and humanities, and DEI. So we've selected those, and then we're going to then input how many members from each of those attended. So maybe from arts and humanities organizations, there were 10, and maybe from DEI, there were 4. So again, at the bottom, these are going to pre-populate for 2 community partner organizations represented for a total of 14 community members between the 2. And then we're going to go to the next page. Number of initial meetings with potential new VCP community partners. Let's say 1, and that meeting was on June 1st, 2024. It was a planning meeting, and let's say the topics covered were different resources, the venue that was going to be used, what personnel were going to attend. So that information will be put here. And then how many from the VA attended this committee meeting. So let's say maybe there were 2 from the VA, 1 from each community partner, and we put there were 2. Let's say we didn't have, maybe we had 2 veterans attend to give their input, and 2 from the family support caregivers and survivors. So 6 total attendees, 2 from each area, or sorry, 8. It didn't populate the last one. And then we're going to go on to the next page about the event, program, activity, service, whichever occurred. So for this, did the VCP coordinate the event, or did they participate in the event? Let's say coordinated. When was the event? Let's say December 16th. What was it called? Whatever the event was called, you'll put that there. And then what were the topics? So I know we said whole health, so maybe we'll put like art and music therapy. We said recreational therapy, and then specific whole health details as well. So then down here for each separate area, so number of VA attendees. So let's say at the event there were 12 from the VA present. How many different agencies were present? Well, we did say that we were doing 2, the agency representatives. So maybe each agency had 4. So let's say 8 agency representatives. Veteran attendees. So let's say we had 100 veterans attend, and then family members, caregivers, and survivor attendees. Let's say we've got 40. Now, how many enrollments? Let's say 25. How many VBA applications were submitted? Let's say 10. How many warm handoffs to VBA? Let's say also 10. Say 100% that of the handoffs had VBA applications submitted. And then how many unengaged veterans did the event re-engage? And an unengaged veteran is anyone who has not received care for the last 36 months. So let's say there were 3 of those. And then we're going to get into how many referrals to VA healthcare services were made. So of the people that attended, maybe we referred to social work, mental health, behavioral health, and enrollment. So let's say we referred, let's see, what do we say for enrollment up here? We had 25 enrollments, but let's say maybe we referred 30. Mental health, let's say 10. And social work, let's say 20. So that'll then tally all of these together and had 60 referrals. And then were there any additional impacts or highlights that you would like to share? Maybe planning ensured smooth operation, or whatever you'd like to put there. And then the number of new partnerships or collaborations made from this event, let's say 2. And then we'll continue on. And then we get into the internal, external marketing, and resource sharing. So of the VCP event, what handouts, resource guides, what were the topics of those? So let's say art and music therapy, enrollment, maybe creative arts, definitely whole health, and then maybe like some suicide prevention pamphlets were provided as well. So whatever the resources, guides, pamphlets, anything like that, that you're going to be giving out at this event, like what were those topics? And then down here, was it targeting a specific population? So maybe this was a event specifically for women veterans. So if that was the case, we would select women veterans. Did we share this internally or externally? Let's say we did share this externally to the community, not just within the VA. And then how was it distributed? So let's say flyers, in-person announcements, word of mouth, and that is how this information was distributed. So then we'll go to the next page. This page is not mandatory. If you know the details of this, please fill it in. The more information that we have, the better. But say COAAA attended this event. They are a specific aging organization that is age friendly, and it does say the definition of age friendly here. So if they did attend, I'll put 1 for them. Were there agencies implementing the whole health model by asking the question, what matters most to you? Let's say whole health, a whole health department was there. So let's say 1. Number of agencies participating in the ask the question. Did you or a loved one serve in the military, rather than just asking, are you a veteran? So maybe there were a few. Number of agencies who asked if they're aware of the PACT Act, Compact Act, and Mission Act. So again, this page is not mandatory, but if you do have the data for these, the information for these sections, please fill it out. And then the next page is going to focus on the VA healthcare priorities, strategic enablers, and strategic plan. So these are the 6 healthcare priorities that are at the top level strategic and operational advancements of greatest importance. So you will select which of these, and you can select more than one, which of these were relevant to your event. So maybe it was to connect veterans to the soonest and best care, and to serve veterans with military and environmental exposures. So we're going to select those, and support veterans' whole health, their caregivers, and survivors. And then for strategic enablers, let's do retain, invest in, and support our people, and scale best practices and drive innovation. And then down at the bottom, it's going to ask you to select the strategic plan. So the goal. So each goal, when you select it, it will give you the goal down here. And you can select, again, more than one. So say this one was for goal 1 and goal 2. So we'll select those 2, go to the next page. And then this last page here is going to allow you to input any quotes, best practices, success stories, 1 per text box. So it'll allow you to enter up to 3, but maybe a veteran came up to you during the event and said, this event is amazing. I didn't realize people cared this much about veterans. Maybe another one says, thanks to this event, I am able to enroll in VA health services much easier. There. So those are some quotes from the event. And then at the very bottom, it'll allow you to submit, or if you did send the link out to another community partner for them to be able to fill out some of their information, then you will select the save and return later button again. And you can then input your email to allow it to be sent to you to be able to get back into it at a later time. Once everything is filled out, you'll go ahead and click submit, and that will submit the survey and bring you to the confirmation page. Now, if you put your email address in here, it'll send you the confirmation. Otherwise, if you want to go ahead and download the responses for the survey, you'll click this download button, and it will pull it up on your browser to be able to open or save as. I typically open it first before I save it. So we'll go ahead and open that, and this is what it'll look like. So it'll have all of your responses and all of the possible options, and your responses will be shown by this little X inside the circle. So Vision 10, and then Columbus, and then you can scroll all the way through and see all of your responses for the whole survey. Now, once you've looked at this, you can go ahead and save it to your desktop. You can print it out, just so that you have a record of your responses for the event that you filled out this reporting tool for. And then if you wanted to like create a folder on your desktop for all of the surveys that you complete for each community partnership event that you attend, then you have all of those readily available. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Otherwise, thank you so much.